Hey guys, welcome back. Gavin Reshaw presents. Uh, this is my book, Katrina Eyes Have Not Seen, Ears Have Not Heard. You can find it available. BarnesandNobles.com, Author House particular, that is my official website where the book is located. Um, Amazon.com, definitely you can get it there. Pretty soon we're going to have the book available for digital download. Uh, there's some things I'm going to add in a few months. The 5th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina is coming up, so I'll be having book signings coming up at Southern University in Baton Rouge, also community bookstore, and we also have another book signing at Barnes and Nobles off the West Bank, where this book is located in Harvey. So if you're in New Orleans, please, you're across the West Bank for any reason, come on out. I wanted to talk to you all about something different. Well, not something completely different, but as we know, we've gone through the crisis with the oil spill with BP, which I've called for a boycott. But also, I'm calling about and wanted to talk to you about the possibility of oil being underneath New Orleans. And in my interview with Dick Gregory, we talked about that possibility. And I discussed with Mr. Gregory this article that was printed in the Times-Picayune and under the St. Bernard Parish Bureau. It states, all drilling in Chalmette has council approval, but it hinges on planning panels okay. This was in 2006. They were drilling for oil and gas right in the area which was damaged by Hurricane Katrina. This area, Judge Perez Drive, where they're digging at, is right next to a Walmart, which I think is reopened right now, but that doesn't doubt the possibility that they still can't drill for oil in there. But it's interesting that an oil company would come up 5 or 6 months after Katrina, where people are trying to rebuild their lives, and they would actually try and have a proposal to drill oil underneath that city. And this area where Judge Perez Drive, if you don't know New Orleans, is that in Louisiana, is that the Lower Ninth Ward sits right adjacent to Chalmette. In fact, if you go past Jackson Barracks, once you go over the train tracks in St. Bernard Parish, I know this for a fact because my grandfather lived in the Lower Ninth Ward, and I've been through Chalmette many times. But it's interesting that they would mention that. So this area is not far from the Lower Ninth Ward. What is the possibility that oil could be under the Lower Ninth Ward or New Orleans East? It's not highly unlikely. So I put 2 and 2 together. And you put 2 and 2 together looking at the fact that they delayed rescue, homes were damaged. I believe the levees were sabotaged. Yes, I'll say that. If you can label me a conspiracy nut, you can call me all you want. One thing you can't call me is a liar. They delayed rescue. They denied they denied rights to the people. They didn't treat them like American citizens, and that's well documented. But neither here nor there, I talked to Dick Gregory about this whole situation, and he discussed the same. And in the last video, we talked about oil being under the city. And in this little testimony I have here, this is a statement he made when he interviewed an elderly lady that lived in New Orleans. He says, there was an older black woman I interviewed, and she told me something very interesting. I said, well, before it happened, did you notice anything different? Yeah, well, I was telling my sister, she said, we lived here in New Orleans all our life. I was telling her a month before it happened how all the heat was coming out the ground. She said, well, honey, you know how hot New Orleans can get. I said, I'm talking about a different type of heat. Isn't that interesting? So, there you have it. Now, I knew someone in the group that I was with, Eastern New Orleans United at Home, that actually had topographic maps, he stated, that showed they had more oil underneath New Orleans East than Kuwait. They got in Kuwait over across the overseas. You know, while we're in Iraq right now, oil. Whoever controls the Strait of Hormuz can actually control all the oil in the entire world. And why not overtake a city? And especially if you want to impose your plans for martial law in New Orleans and across the country, start here. Uh, Now, I encourage people to look. If you don't believe me, you can look this all up for yourself. I got references in here. Not to mention, go on the internet, check out the sources, talk to people that wrote 911. The fact of the matter is, something wrong, something dastardly has happened, and I do believe that there are greedy people that wanted to take our land. They've done this since this country was a big land grab 400 years ago. 500 years ago, the Native Americans were here. So it's not far-fetched that there are people that can do that for their own financial needs. And I do believe that, especially what we see now with the Gulf of Mexico crisis with BP, how is it that you can send satellites up into orbit, across our universe? They can't fix an oil cap. And now our coastline, our food industry, our economy is suffering as a result of this foolishness, as a result of this stupidity, which I don't think is stupid at all. I think that I can't prove it, but it's just clear. You can tell by people's behavior how deliberate they can be and what they mean. And I don't believe that BP is being sincere. They've been lying from the beginning. But it's interesting that we live in Louisiana. They have all the oil shore drilling along the Gulf Coast in Louisiana. At one point, the Gulf Coast had the largest coastline. Yet they haven't started drilling for oil in any of the cities until after Hurricane Katrina. That's it. That's all I have for today. We can do another story. We'll put up another video pretty soon. Perhaps I have some fun about talking about FEMA. Y'all keep in touch. God bless.